At the Stronger Smarter Institute, we've developed our philosophy and programs over a number of years, while building a great network of schools across the country. The success of our programs is based on a core belief in the capacity of parents, staff, students and community to achieve their goals by being the best that they can be. And for all of us, being the best that we can be means looking at the expectations we have of ourselves and of those around us. We've come to see that to effect real and meaningful change within our schools, particularly when we're working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children, we have to build high expectations relationships in our practices, as leaders, as teachers, and as community and parents. What are high expectations relationships? Well, in seeking the answer to this question, I'm at Yarrabah State School in far north Queensland to explore and understand more clearly what high expectations relationships are. This school has seen enormous positive change in the last few years in all the key areas, from attendance to academic achievement and staff satisfaction to community engagement. I started by asking the principal, Spike Cotton, a hard question. So Spike, you've been able to make some significant changes since you've been here at Yarrabah State School, but really, haven't you just been able to correct some of the dysfunctions that existed here?
I think a principal needs to take on the responsibility of principalship, and with that is authority. But it's not about just fixing a dysfunctional school. It's very much around relational leadership and stepping out and selling the great facets of our school. When I picked up Yarrabah State School, there was very much deferment to the principal and the authority of principal. And what I needed to shift was, I guess, a triangle approach where all power sat at the top and there was very, very little power down below. That's not for me. My politics won't allow that at all. And so it was bashing that triangle out to a circle. And of course, circle in culture is how we do business. It's very much about a whole school moving together with one common purpose and one sight. And the sight is the child. Everybody loves their child. And that statement is true back into community, of course, as well. High expectations of community around student attendance, performance at school, behaviours. All of that is set around our three expectations, high expectations: respect for self, respect for others, and respect for community or environment.
Respect is a word we see and hear a lot at Yarrabah State School. It underlies most of what happens in the school. Bernadine Yateman has been working on the guiding themes for a number of years now, what might be called the school's philosophy.
So respecting yourself is actually to have a goal for yourself, and for you to actually aim for that goal. You know, as you go through life, the symbol was to aim higher, like aim for the stars. When we go to respecting others, we wanted symbols there to show whatever groups meet together, your thing is to show respect, and it's really high expectations, relationships, communication, and respecting others' input. The next section, respect the environment. We actually put in the land, sea and the air, and when we go in country, we show respect for the land.
Classroom rules are made from the respect circle, and then we're always referring back to them through, definitely through our teaching throughout the day. The kids know they're coming to school to learn and to be safe, and we talk about like how are we safe? What are we doing to respect each other so that everyone can learn and everyone can be safe? Back up to red.
If a child respects himself by attending every day, they can go on what we call a respect bus.
Yes, good attendance, coming every day, and be great, having good behaviour, and working hard in class.
Respect bus excursion has two purposes. One is to reward the kids, students, and we're trying to reward the parents. So this is our next initiative, rewarding the parents who have sent these students to school and that have been a part of our explicit improvement agenda. So tomorrow we've got one bus going, and we've selected, out of all those students that are going on the bus tomorrow, we've handpicked a few parents out of the raffle, and these ones are actually coming to an excursion with us.
Okay, facts or opinion. Who knows what about facts or opinions?
The respect circle is the foundation, the underlying principle to developing quality relationships in the classroom, across the school and into the community. But it's not a secret formula to success. It allows us to begin to build real, productive teacher-student relationships, and, like any relationship, These have to be developed and nurtured over time.
I start with my class as they are and who comes at the start, and just taking the time, getting to know them, working out who their family connections are within the school and the community. Then if hopefully with positive things to say, I go and work and meet the community and their families at home, doing parent and family visits, and then pretty much just working with the kids and having that time to sit down and show them that you care. You're not just a teacher that's here for a little bit and going to fly out. And you want to build their relationship up so that they trust you, and you've got a safe environment in your classroom, and therefore they feel safe and secure and wanting to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. To begin with, that's really, really important. Making sure the kids know that, there's that trusting relationship. You're someone that they can come to for many different reasons. Something might have happened at home. You're a trustworthy person and a consistent person in their life that they can come to at any time.
Creating high expectations relationships is important in all dynamics, between teachers and students and between teachers and parents. An authentic high expectations relationship creates a space of honesty and openness, to be fair and to be firm, to enable and to challenge.
You want to here with me? And yeah, it's a little bit daunting to begin with, going to, potentially a stranger's house and telling them about either a positive or a negative incident. But yeah, in most cases, it's been a really positive experience. 9 out of 10 times, parents are on board and really appreciate, your interest in the child's education.
I just popped over to have a chat about Simone. All good things. Just wanted to let you know she's been doing an awesome job in class.
In any classroom setting, there's always going to be challenging conversations that you have to have with parents. And like I said, we like to show parents how well the kids are doing by doing those home visits and inviting them into the classroom to see the awesome work. But there's also, like in any setting, if there's a problem, they have to know about it. And there's a few different ways that I do that in this classroom. I have a system with one parent where I actually have her phone number and I send her a text of, just a photo showing his progress throughout the day, saying, awesome day. It might even just be a picture, smiley face, sad face, just so that by the end of the week, those rewards and consequences can be followed through at home as well. So and I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for building relationships with this child's carers in the first place. So, and in turn, we've seen some really big improvements in this child's behaviour at school.
School cannot be platitudinal around the open invitation of coming into school. It's really important that, yes, there are open doors, that there are welcoming classrooms, that teachers and parents have proper relationships, open relationships where we can have tougher conversations if need be, but it can't be platitudinal of just having parents here. There must be purpose.
Nathan Schreiber welcomes teachers to the school at the beginning of the school term. His family connections are strong here in Yarrabah, and it was always his ambition to become a teacher at this school.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I asked him how he found working with the non-Indigenous teachers and how the school is being viewed by the local community.
The crew that we've got there, they want to learn about our ways, and they're open and they're respectful, and it's just a pleasure. They have a genuine desire to be here because they want to see the difference made in our kids. They believe in our kids that we can be the doctors and the lawyers and all those high-paid professions, and they also know that it's a lot of hard work, but they have that passion and they're dedicated to that. That's starting to overflow into the community now because through a number of different ways, not just in the school work, not just in the students, but in the evidence of our teaching staff connecting with community.
We've had heaps of elder community members come into the classroom, and it's been just another way to build further relationships and knowing who someone's Popeye or Nana is and how other kids in the classroom are connected. And then those elders have actually come back in at other lessons and just wanted to get involved. And I've had really great, for an engagement type classroom, we've had awesome parent attendance. People caring enough to want to know what's going on in the classroom, not just with their child, but the community.
Creating the space for community elders and parents to contribute and engage in the classroom honours their capacity and knowledge and fulfils the community's desire for intergenerational learning. It is a commitment to open and relevant education that is appropriate to the context here in Yarrabah, but also in other contexts anywhere in the world.
The normal top-down approaches, I believe, that have been in the education system for a long time, have always worked on kids, from like trying to push stuff out of kids so they can, put this education, fill kids with this style of education. That's just been the style of it. But whereas the team that we've got, we're concentrating on the kids first and what they're bringing to school, and trying to do their best to adapt to that particular child, rather than forcing language and culture out of our kids like it was in the past. That's how the practice was done. We're trying to embrace and build upon the strengths of each child. So looking at where they come, your language, your culture, and bringing as much of that into the school as possible, which is why I love working here.
For a long time, we've known about the importance of school-community partnerships in achieving our educational goals. We've now come to understand that in order for the partnership to be meaningful and successful, there must be high expectations on all sides. Here in Yarrabah, we can see the benefits of this approach, where the school, the principal and the staff focus on being seen as an important part of the wider community. And we see from the community side a much greater engagement in all aspects of the school, with significant numbers of local people employed at the school and the commitment of numerous local volunteers.
She likes it. Okay.
Walking through the school, it's obvious you have a lot of community people engaged with the school and employed here at the school. Tell me, how did you create that relationship where you could bring them into the school and be part of what was happening here?
All of our EAs are nanas, popeyes, mothers, fathers, and that's again the connection of family, and that's very, very powerful within our community. The phonics program and the reading programs are totally run now by EAs, so we provide paid PD every week. Every Friday afternoon there's PD for staff, and that is in reading, in phonics, in spelling, the spelling mastery programs, but also time to sit down in planning sessions with their teacher. Essentially, we have to do this because they are the one sustainable part of our school. White teachers come and go, and they come and go quite regularly in our school. The locally employed EAs are the ones that stay.
As Spike says, there must be purpose in the school's relationship with the community. The school is working hard to develop joint educational projects with the local Shire Council. They are engaging with the local community elders, finding ways to incorporate their traditional knowledge and life skills into the school's activities, and proactively engaging parents to become more involved in school life and in education processes, starting with the very youngest of children.
1, 2, 3, come on, get out!
But I still have some questions to ask. Again, Spike, you've been able to make some significant change here at Yarrabah State School. But let's be honest, it's an Aboriginal community in an Aboriginal school. Are the principles and practices that you've focused on here viable and sustainable for other schools across the country to take on?
Any community, yeah. I think it's based on just basic common respect and then also common sense. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter about skin colour at all. It's about the way we relate to each other, of having respectful conversations. Yes, I've got education knowledge, but I don't have community knowledge. And a part of that process is identifying strengths of community and asking that they would be generous enough to bring those strengths into our school. I think, again, that would go to any setting. Every community has its strength. And whether it be a Greek community or a Serb community, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants that same respectful relationship.
Success at Yarrabah has been built on the courage and commitment of people, both in the school and the community, smashing the myth that everything has been tried and that nothing works, to redefining roles and bringing new ways of thinking and changing old habits. So we're able to see that you've built strong, honest and respectful relationships with all the key people here in the school. So the teachers, the students, the families and the community. And I can walk around and I can see it, and it's there for everybody to see. But focus on relationships in the school. Is it taking you to where you want it to be? Are you achieving what you've set out to achieve?
Toby, we're on the right road, but there's still work to be done. Our student attendance is not where it needs to be. We need every child at school every day, and that's currently not the case. The work to be done now is around community connectedness, of having community knowing and owning their school.
And why is this so important?
Relationships are everything. It doesn't matter where we go. It could be Yarrabah State School, it could be the best private school, it could be an urban school in Brisbane or Melbourne or Sydney. It's about building genuine relationships that are respectful in nature, where people then have trust in each other. I think one of the greatest gifts one human can give to another is respect.
Here in Yarrabah, we've learnt that high expectations relationships has been the driver for positive change and improved outcomes at all levels in the school. Now, there is no doubt that this is hard work, but it is fundamental to success. Now, this is a school in an Aboriginal community with 100% Indigenous student enrolment. But at the Stronger Smarter Institute, we firmly believe that the high expectations relationships that we've seen here in action can be the foundation for positive change for all schools, in all contexts, right across the country.